So while I was still legally married, you were emotionally dating my husband? It's not what you think. I never planned to fall in love with my sister's ex-husband. If you had told me 2 years ago that I would be carrying his child, I would have slapped you. Because in my family, that kind of thing is unforgivable.
It all started the day my sister moved back home with swollen eyes and a suitcase. She didn't talk much. She just kept saying, "It's over. I'm done." Their marriage had been shaking for months. Arguments, silence, suspicion, then divorce. Everyone in the family took her side. Everyone, except me. Not because I didn't love my sister. I did. I still do. But I also knew the truth wasn't as simple as she made it sound. He would call sometimes, not to beg for her back, but to ask about the children. His voice always sounded tired, broken. At first, I ignored him. Then one evening, he called while I was alone in the sitting room.
I just want to hear someone who won't insult me,
He said quietly. That sentence did something to me. I don't know if it was pity, or curiosity, or something dangerous. We started talking. Not flirting. Just talking. About life. About mistakes. About how two people who once loved each other could suddenly become strangers. Weeks turned into months. Sometimes he would come to drop things for the children. My sister refused to see him, so I would collect them. Our conversations became longer. He would sit in his car outside our gate. And somehow, I would find myself standing there too. Just talking. One night, it rained heavily. The children were asleep. My sister was visiting a friend. He came to drop their school fees receipt. The rain was too heavy for him to leave. So he waited inside. That was the first time we were alone in the house together. We talked for hours. About regrets. About loneliness. About how people judge without knowing the full story. And then he said something I should have never allowed.
You are the only one who listens to me.
I'm here for you.
I should have walked away. I didn't. I looked at him, and for the first time, I didn't see my sister's ex-husband. I saw a man who was hurting. And somehow, I felt understood too. Loneliness can make you do foolish things. That night, the rain didn't stop. And neither did we. The next morning, guilt hit me like thunder. I avoided his calls. Avoided his messages. Avoided my own reflection. I told myself it was a mistake. Just one mistake. But mistakes don't always disappear. 2 months later, I started feeling sick. I thought it was stress. Until I missed my period. I bought the test kit secretly. Locked myself in the bathroom. And waited. When the second line appeared, my hands started shaking. Pregnant. By my sister's ex-husband. My heart pounded so loudly I thought the whole house could hear it. That was the moment I realized. This was no longer just a mistake. It was a scandal waiting to explode. And in my family, scandals don't stay hidden for long. I didn't know how to tell him. I didn't know how to tell my sister. I didn't know how to tell my parents. But what I didn't know was, my sister would find out before I even had the courage to speak. And when she did, everything changed. If you think this is where the story ends, you're wrong. Because the day my sister found out I was pregnant, she didn't cry. She didn't scream. She smiled. And that smile scared me more than anything. People say I stole my sister's husband. But what nobody asks is, when exactly does a marriage truly end? Is it when papers are signed? Or when love dies? Because in my sister's case, love had died long before the court stamped anything. At that time, they were separated. That's the word she used. Separated. She had already packed out. She had already told everyone she was done. She told me she would never go back. So when he started calling me, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. He would say,
She won't answer my calls. I just want to know how she's doing.
At first, I was just passing information. Then the conversations became longer. He would talk about how lonely the house felt without the children. How he wished things didn't end the way they did. Sometimes, he would cry. And I would sit in my room, phone pressed to my ear, whispering so my sister wouldn't hear. Maybe you should both try counseling, I would suggest. I tried, he would reply. She already gave up. And slowly, I stopped feeling like a messenger. I started feeling chosen. He began asking about me, about my dreams, about my failed relationship, about why I always acted strong even when I was hurting. No one had asked me those things before, not even my own sister. Then one night, he said something that shifted everything.
If I had met you first, maybe my life would be different.
I knew that line was dangerous. But instead of ending the call, I smiled. From that day, the tone changed. Good morning texts. Late night are you asleep? Messages. Little compliments. Nothing physical. Nothing obvious. But emotionally, we were crossing lines. The divorce was still processing in court. But in my mind, their marriage was already over. That's the excuse I used. Until the day my sister borrowed my phone. I was in the kitchen when I heard her voice from the bedroom.
Who's this?
My blood froze. She walked out holding my phone. And there it was. His message on the screen. I miss hearing your voice before I sleep. Red heart. The room became too small for all of us. You're talking to him? She asked quietly. I opened my mouth. No words came out. Since when? She asked again. I tried to explain. It's not like that. You already left him. You said you were done. Before I could finish, she laughed. Not normal laughter. The kind that carries pain inside it.
So while I was still legally married, you were emotionally dating my husband? It's not what you think.
The word hit me. Married. Because technically, the divorce papers weren't signed yet. And suddenly, what felt harmless didn't feel harmless anymore. She showed our parents the messages. She told the extended family. They didn't see separation. They didn't see emotional connection. They saw betrayal. You couldn't even wait for the divorce to finish, my mother shouted. I wanted to scream back. But she said she was done. She said she would never go back. But it didn't matter. In their eyes, timelines didn't matter. All that mattered was this. While my sister was still legally married, her husband was telling me he missed me, and I didn't stop him. The divorce was finalized 2 months later. But by then, the damage was done. My sister blocked me. My parents stopped speaking to me properly. And he told me, now that it's official, we don't have to hide. But I started wondering, if he could emotionally move on before his marriage officially ended, what stops him from doing the same to me one day? Sometimes I lie awake at night and ask myself one question. Did I really steal him? Or was he already gone before I touched him? I thought I was special. That's the embarrassing part. After my sister divorced him, I never planned to get involved. In fact, I avoided him at first. But he didn't avoid me. He started showing up more often, picking up the kids, bringing groceries, fixing small things in the house. And somehow, he always found a reason to talk to me.
You're different from your sister. You're calmer. You understand me.
At first, I thought he was just being polite. Then I noticed something strange. Whenever my sister was around, he would be extra kind to me. He would laugh at my jokes louder, ask me questions in front of her, compliment me casually, and my sister would stiffen. At the time, I didn't see it as a strategy. I saw it as attention. And attention is powerful when you've been invisible your whole life. Growing up, my sister was the beautiful one, the bold one, the one men noticed first. So when her ex-husband started looking at me like I mattered, I won't lie, it felt good. We started texting. Nothing serious at first. Then it became daily, then constant. He would tell me how unhappy he was in the marriage, how she disrespected him, how she never appreciated him. And every time I defended her, he would sigh and say, "You don't know the real her." Slowly, he planted doubt in my heart. One evening, he said something that should have warned me. She needs to see that I can move on. I laughed it off. I didn't realize I was the move on. Our relationship escalated quickly after the divorce was finalized. He started taking me out quietly, driving me to places where no one would recognize us, holding my hand, whispering promises. I've never connected with anyone like this. I should have married you instead. And I believed him. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. But he wasn't. He smiled. He said, "Now we don't have to hide anything." Within weeks, he proposed. It all felt rushed.